I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booty.
And Vita and Chip. Whoa, how come, the guy's not on?
Who?
I don't know.
Rocky?
Rocky, yeah.
Is Rocky gone off to the Ain't Self already?
Well, I don't know why he would have, but...
Is he plugged in?
Maybe not. That's okay. We'll get him for the next show. He's taking a break. Look, everybody needs a day off.
Not me.
Or me. Okay, so we're doing Ghost. This is an acoustic version.
Right.
Which should be really interesting because
We've
I
never
actually
done that
like
before.
acoustic. So
Right, that's your preferred form of music, isn't it? Acoustic?
I think so. It depends. It depends on my mood.
I saw a $30,000 acoustic guitar.
What the heck?
It's something, Nam sent me an email about something or something, and I kept clicking the links and it ended up with a $30,000 guitar. It was
I wonder,
acoustic.
like, how good you would have to be before you could justify that type of purchase.
You just have to be rich.
That's true.
You don't have to generally be good. I mean, if I had the money, I'd buy 30,000. It must sound beautiful. It's like the Tree of Life. It had like a Tree of Life like engraving on the back of the guitar. And
oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
I don't really know what that's gonna do, but
it just looks pretty, I guess.
like you can't even the people can't even see it because it's on the inside.
Yeah,
but
you know it's there.
Yeah,
and when it's out and you display it,
yeah,
you flip it around.
Whatever you say.
Sure.
Where in the world is the village? This is the big homie Ruben.
Yeah, we met. This is the guy that we met at the Diablo Scars.
Yeah, he's like one of the first channel folks that we ever ran into, like on the street.
Yeah, and we were like told him we'd send him a shirt, and then it's been
like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I got my shirt. Now we just come to shows with shirts.
Well, we did, but he wanted a different size.
We didn't even have the shirts there at the show, though.
Oh, at that show we didn't. Yeah, but the next show we took shirts with us.
And then this one...
and then I passed them out awkwardly to people.
She passed them out to people who didn't even want the shirt.
Yeah, it's true.
They were Behemoth fans. They're like, we do not want your shirt, Christian
Well, they came up to us and talked to us because they watched the channel. And so I was like, oh, and I was like so excited to give somebody some free stuff. And then as I was passing it out, I was like, sorry, why did you do this? This is so awkward.
He clearly doesn't want the shirt.
One of them, I think he just took it just to be nice.
Yeah, he did. He did. It's probably, you know...
It's a rag now.
It's a rag now.
Drying off their car.
Yeah.
It's all right. I learned.
All right. Well, he wanted a shirt, though. Ruben wanted a shirt.
Yeah, so did Russell.
It's really funny to me. Everybody does the pose. The sort of secret pose.
Yeah, he's doing the pose.
Everybody does it. It's hilarious to me.
I love it.
Well, like, there's nobody that can do it like you and have that effect because it's the eyes, you know? It's the eyes. But anyway, shout out to the big homie Ruben. Hope you're still watching, buddy. This is Ghost. This is funny. Somebody on Twitter was like, you know, people send us stuff on Twitter all the time. What is it, Panda? Shout out to the big homie Panda. Just Panda's her name. And people always send stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then I saw acoustic next to Ghost. I was like, whoa, this should be interesting. So this is something Megiddo. What's it called? Jigolo Har Megiddo by Ghost acoustic. Let's do it.
It's so funny. Like sometimes stuff will just catch our eye. Like there was two things that caught my eye today. One was somebody by the name of Chick Magnet or something like that said somebody needs to tell these people to do Blackbird by Alter Bridge. And I was like, well...
Oh, is that why you're saying?
That's why I brought it up,
yeah. Chick Magnet.
Because it has been brought up a lot.
Right.
But it's not on the website. People haven't been really asking for it that much, as far as I saw. Anyway, and then the other thing was, somebody was saying how we're not in touch with our YouTube community.
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck are you? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We're on social media so much every single day. And then, you know what, it's funny, because the message right before that I noticed was the person saying that we have to let go of our love for social media.
Right.
So I'm like, two opposites.
Right.
Anyway.
We need to shoot a video of all the silly things that we get. But anyway.
We should. I think people would appreciate it.
Panda sent that, and so, you know, sometimes you strike gold. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, to be honest with you.
I know.
But it's live and it's acoustic, so I'm extremely excited to see it.
Me too.
All right.
Ready?
Go!
Go.
A 2, 3, 4. fields that others have plowed. I am the one lascivious. I am the son of one below, the progeny of beast of woe. And I am the one who comes into the daughters of men, destroying all and make them wanted again. I am the son lascivious. I am the way, and you invited me to stay. However fair and pure, you crave the one. You see through me what lies beyond. I am the one lascivious. I am the one lascivious. I am the one lascivious. With magic potion.
I really liked it. It was calming.
Well, it's the acoustic version.
Yeah.
I wonder what the actual version sounds like.
But the whole thing was very calming.
I like the aesthetics of the red background.
Me too.
They're playing.
And
So
their
really,
masks.
It's really good.
Yeah,
Really
I
good
liked
show.
it. Yeah.
He's got that guy. He makes some pretty catchy tunes that stay in your head. I am I've probably heard that melody section millions of times in my life, but it doesn't matter because I'm hearing it now and it's stuck in my head again.
I liked it. There was a lot of references that reminded me of, like, biblical things.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the title, Jigolo Har Megiddo.
Is
Har
that supposed to be
Megiddo?
like Armageddon?
Yeah, that's how you say it, Har
But
Megiddo.
gigolo? What's a gigolo?
A gigolo is like a male, like a pimp, almost like a dude that goes around with a bunch of women. So it's that combined with the the biblical imagery and language that Ghost is famous for. What did you think it was? What do you think it was about?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I caught a few of the things that they were talking about, but I don't know how it all fits together. I mean, is it supposed to be like the beast or something? I don't know. I didn't get that out of it.
A lascivious person is somebody who's very lustful and goes off and does all of his...
it just sounded like a regular guy to me.
Yeah. Right.
I said a regular one.
No, I get it.
Not everyone.
No, I agree. That's regular dude. That's what they do. So, I'm the one lascivious. Well, it's got the I'm the one who comes into the daughters of men, which of course obviously is an allusion to Genesis 6.
That's what I thought of.
The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they went down and took as many as they chose, or whatever, as it says.
Yeah.
In Genesis chapter 6. So those are in ancient areas. I think they call them akpalu, but in the Hebrew it's B'nai Elohim.
Yeah.
And then they created Nephilim, which basically means fallen ones, which died in the flood, which then became demons, as we know it.
Right.
So a lot of Christians mistakenly believe that demons are like fallen angels, which is fine. I mean, that's a good theory. That's a theory that a lot of people have, and I'm not saying it. I think it's probably more accurate to say that demons are the disembodied spirits of the combination of the sons of God and these women. So,
well, that kind of, like when you talk to a lot of people, they'll say like, oh, and they always feel like that it's, some person's spirit that was never able to settle things and move on.
Right.
So there is sort of this idea that it's some disembodied,
Yeah. And it's interesting because lascivious is very, a person who just goes out and the New Testament a lot of times doesn't even call them demons. It calls them unclean spirits.
Yeah.
Just says that they're gross.
Yeah.
So this is such an interesting song because it's talking about it from, this is like a running theme or running discussion in rock and roll where we were just doing that AC/DC one. And we're commenting on AC/DC, how everything's always a party, and they don't really take the sexual exploits. They're just like, hey, there's no internalized conflict or whatever. Whereas Maynard has a bunch of internalized conflict.
Right.
This angle is really interesting because it's not Maynard who has like this internal. You could see it on the Hollow video reaction we did, where he clearly has some sort of some inner struggle with wanting to be a better person or not be mastered by his desire for women. Let's say it that way. But then you have AC/DC who's like, hey, this is what we're doing. Like, it seems like all their records are about that, and they never really, that was their perspective on it. And a couple of people were commenting in the comment section on AC/DC. They're like, yeah, man, it doesn't have to be this big dramatic thing. People just like having sex with multiple partners. Okay. This one is interesting, though, because it's kind of like, there's a lot of self-awareness and self-understanding that he's preying on the weak. And he's doing it from a position of power on gullible people who believe that sexuality somehow is going to bring them whatever they want. I'm the one who preys on the weak. I offer everything they seek.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
I'm the one who comes richly endowed. Harvesting crops of field that others have plowed. Astaghfirullah. You get it? Harvesting crops of fields that others have plowed. Meaning like the other guy did the hard work of like being in the relationship and he's just, indulging himself on the fruits of their labor pretty much. Which I think is a pretty self-aware thing to say because relationships are very hard work.
Yeah.
And if you just want to, cavort all around and you can bypass all of that and just go to your whatever, if you're that type of person, then it works for you. And he's got the realization that these other sorry bastards are out there working and plowing in their relationship, and I just, kind of go in there and move in and move out.
That's terrible.
But my thing, I'm always big on self-awareness. He has the awareness that that's what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad at it. At least at that level, he's got the awareness that what he's doing is
that would be extremely frustrating. Like to be in that sort of relationship and you're plowing and you're working the relationship and then.
Well, every relationship is hard work. I think.
Yes, I know, but I'm thinking like, how I've known people that they'll like. When he's talking about plowing the fields, he's saying that he goes and has sex with the girl, right? That's what he's talking about. So, like, I've heard of these women
harvesting
that will...
crops, I think, is having sex with the girl that others have plowed.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Like they'll put their husbands on like a sex schedule or something like that.
What the hell?
You've never heard of that before?
A what?
Like a sex schedule, because they don't really want to have sex that much and the husband really wants to, but they don't want to have the discussion every night or make up some lie that they have a headache or whatever. So they put like a schedule. You've never heard of women doing this?
No.
I've actually heard of it multiple times. Anyway, like, imagine like if that was the type of relationship that you were in or something like that, you know what I mean? And then, like, you're really trying to work the relationship and try not to put all that whatever pressure, whatever. And then, like, some other guy just comes in and she's just like, oh, hey. Like, that would be really hurtful and really frustrating. Honestly, I feel more frustrated at that thought than I do, like the sadness of it. I'm sure that it's sad, too, but it would also make me extremely angry, like, to be in that situation. And, like, there's been different people that have told us, like, that you know, happened to them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst of all possible worlds for those folks. For sure.
Yeah.
I am the son of one below, the progeny of beast of woe. And I'm the one who comes into the daughters of men, destroying all and make them want again.
When he says destroying all, does he mean, like, he's so good at it that after that, they're, like, kind of destroy sex for them and they just want it from him again? Is that what he's saying?
Well, I mean, if you look at the previous verse where he's talking about harvesting crops others have plowed, because he leaves them in a situation where he doesn't want to be with her.
Right.
It'd be one thing if he stole her from the other guy, but now at least she's still in a relationship because obviously that's what she values to some degree. But he leaves her no relationship because he's like, the other guy's like, screw that, I'm done with you. And all she has left is now her sexual desire, but he's already moved on. So everything's pretty much wrecked after he showed up.
Oh my gosh. Good Lord.
But how can you feel sorry for her? I don't feel sorry for her. I mean, she made that decision.
Yeah, she did.
I feel sorry for the poor chap who's,
Well, that's who I was saying I felt frustrated for, was him.
Yeah.
Because he had nothing to do with either situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is that type of, you know...
But they say, like, that, like, no situation just happens. That there's always something that's, like, a lead up to it. Like a healthy, like, I don't even know where I was reading this, but they were saying, like, a healthy relationship. I'm pretty sure I showed it to you. But basically, like, they would be saying, like, the fact that she went out and did that means that there was something that wasn't healthy about their relationship in the first place, because who's going to go out and do that when you're in a healthy relationship? But I don't know that I agreed with that.
I don't know. I think you can have a healthy relationship that, like, if you can be a healthy person that just randomly gets a flu. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can be a healthy person that so you could be in a healthy relationship that somebody just happens to catch in a moment of weakness, and then you end up doing something in a moment that you shouldn't have done.
Well, what do you mean by a moment of weakness? You mean it's a personal thing?
The girl's experimenting with alcohol or whatever.
Oh.
She ends up in some dude's backseat of the car. You know, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship itself was not healthy. You know, it just means she went out with her friends and then her inhibitions were lowered, and then, you know, they got caught in a certain moment of weakness. It could happen to the best of them. So I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the majority of the time when something like that happens, that you know, any seeing person would have been able to say, okay, this is a recipe for disaster. You know, but for the most part, I think if the relationship is healthy and there's a lot of communication, things like that generally don't happen. Probably unless there's a, you know, unforeseen event or moment of weakness or whatever.
Okay.
I am the way, and you invited me to stay. However,
yeah, that reminded me of I'm the way, the truth, and the life.
Right. You invited me to stay, however pure and pure. You crave the wand, you see through me what lies beyond.
What do you mean by a wand? I don't know what I thought. Well, you always say, oh my word, your, like, mind always goes to one station. So I'm like, is that what he means?
I'm pretty sure that he's going in the same way. He's going in the same direction.
That's actually I personally think that's a gross way of wording that. That's disgusting to me.
Well, it's got the, you know, it's
magic.
Magic.
Yeah, I know. It just,
yeah.
I can throw in with a lot of different ones, but that one I'm like, maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe it's because when I think of, like, magic and stuff, I think of magic tricks and I think of kids and stuff like that, so it's like a kid word, like, why would you,
Oh.
I don't know, maybe that's what it is, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So when he says you see through me what lies beyond, if she saw through him, why would she go through with this?
Oh, that's the mystery. She was just overcome. I know it's.
And no, you know what? It happens all the time. I've heard tons of girls say that they've been in a situation like this and they just go through with it because they wanted those moments.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Women can be very lustful, animalistic themselves. It's not just dudes.
No, that's very true. Most of them say, oh, well, I just wanted the love situation of it, but I don't know that that's necessarily the case. That just sounds sweeter. But I have heard some of them just straight out say, you know, it wasn't about love, you know? I just want to fuck, and he looked good, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. I'm always like, oh, well, that was surprising to hear.
Good to know.
But
Good to know. There you are.
You've been in some of those same conversations with me, where women have said that.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
It always surprises me, but you know how I always
It
stuff
surprises
like
you that they'd admit it, or it surprises you that women would be would have those animalistic urges.
Probably both.
What do you give the song?
9.8.
This is a solid 8.8 for me. Very very catchy. That melody is gonna stay in my head for the rest of the day, unfortunately.
Why unfortunately?
Well, I don't know. I don't like things that are stuck in my head. I had Nirvana in my head the entire... By the way, the Underground Show was going to be a band that was very, very highly influential to Nirvana. And we're going to... Also, if you want to have the newest versions of the Sori Secret shirts, they're kind of like... They're down there on the YouTube thingamajig, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the sweatshirt one is what's displayed, but they have all, you know... Just click on our store and you'll see all kinds of stuff in there. And the booby shirts will be available in there soon. We're just waiting for the last touches on the artwork.
Yep. Yep. Vin out.
Sori out.
Go.
I am the one lascivious with magic potion.